I would like to work on my career, but I cannot stay still because there is too much food in my body and I need to keep moving. Food, 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 cries the baby after its birth. God provides nourishment for the baby through its mother, via the umbilical cord even before it is born and via her breasts after its birth. The same is true for all mammals. This is just one example of the natural food balance that occurs in the lap of nature when there is no human intervention. But wherever there is human presence, there is also disaster. Day after day, we human beings are becoming more and more greedy, selfish, undisciplined, and unsatisfied. Among our ever-growing consumption habits that create great imbalances in nature, the choices we make related to food play a big role. In fact, overeating, or atyahara, is stated in Chapter 1 of the Hatha Yoga Pradipika as being the first cause of failure in yoga or in a yogic lifestyle. In order to overcome the obstacle of atyahara or overeating, we should have a clearer picture of the food we currently eat, what food we should eat, and the impact of both on our life. The food we eat can be classified into 4 categories, such as charvya, that which can be chewed, chosha, that which we suck, leya, that which we lick, and peya, that which we drink. Our daily food ordinarily includes all of these 4 types of foods. The simplest and most obvious advice about what food we should consume is that which is health-giving and nutritious, as well as that which helps us gain peace and love. A more elaborate discussion on food and what we should eat can be found in Chapter 17 of the Bhagavad Gita. In the same chapter of the Gita, we can also find a way of categorizing food by its nature. Food that makes us calm and peaceful is considered sattvic. Food that makes us agitated and restless is considered rajasic. And food that makes us lazy and dull is considered tamasic. The important thing to remember when deciding how and what to eat is that we should not be blind imitators. Rather, we should plan and take our food with a good deal of consideration and deliberation. Because of mindlessness and temptation, people gradually put more and more on their plates and in their mouths, to the point that overeating becomes a habit. We should take great care not to do this, for allowing ourselves to continuously overindulge in food is a crime, not only against ourselves, but also against others. In Ayurveda, it is said that everyone should know the capacity of their own stomach. Oh, man. Bro, shout out to my fucking stomach. It is also said that when eating, half the stomach should be reserved for food, 1/4 for water, and the other quarter should be left empty. That's real shit. That's how we're supposed to feel. If we want to be happy and peaceful, that's how we are supposed to feel. This reminds me of the advice my mother always used to give. She would say, if you put too much wood in a fireplace without leaving any space for the air to pass, there will be a lot of smoke and the wood will not burn properly. Similarly, if you eat too much and overfill your stomach, the food will not be properly digested, and in turn, it will be harmful for your health. It really is common sense not to eat so much because if we do, both our productivity and health will suffer. Sleep, nidra, as well as sloth, tandra, and laziness, alasya, of body and mind are common results of overeating. My Gurudev often used to say that if you want to live a long life, eat less, but if you want to stay healthy, chew more. Another reason for I'm just throwing caffeine addiction into this because caffeine makes us go Another reason for not overeating is because doing so over a period of time loads the body with toxins. In addition, consuming an excessive amount of food blocks the flow of energy to our mental and pranic systems. Thus, this in turn causes us to suffer from a host of many known and unknown diseases. It can even invite early death. To illustrate the effect of overeating, Sri Gurudev would speak about his eldest brother. Although he was a doctor, he was a voracious eater and could consume a 10-egg omelet for breakfast. After eating the omelet, he would eat as many as 8 to 10 guavas if they were available. When giving this example, Sri Gurudev would conclude, God has designated a certain quantity of food for each individual in this world. If you eat more than your share, you will have to leave sooner than hoped. Indeed, Sri Gurudev's brother died young because he ate too much. My goal in life is to lead by example. Imagine a reality in which I died too young before I could take care of my responsibilities, simply because I did not have enough self-control to eat less. This would make me very unhappy. We should be clear that habitually overeating does not only refer to food, it also refers to the consumption of certain drinks, sugary drinks, coffee, tea, or alcoholic ones, and other types of habit-forming drugs, legal and illegal. All such things can fall under the category of overeating. It is not difficult to understand how we hurt ourselves by overeating or consuming harmful substances, but one might ask how doing so can be a crime against others. Mother Nature provides a bounty of food for all of us here on earth, but it is a terribly unfortunate understatement to say that not all of us have enough to eat. There are a number of reasons why this happens, but generally speaking, we human beings eat too much food, waste it, and hoard it out of fear and greed. Throughout history, and even currently, these behaviors have led to food crises on a global scale. Hunger and starvation are indeed grave problems, so you can imagine my surprise when I once read a United Nations report that said more people die from diseases related to overeating than starvation. Such deaths, whether from overeating or from hunger and starvation, need not occur. For this reason, I believe that overeating, wasting, or hoarding food are moral and social crimes, and truly disrespectful to God and God's creation. Also, I'm being just entirely dishonest with myself. Anytime that I am frustrated or impatient, wishing that I was somewhere that I'm not yet, wishing that I had accomplished things that I have not yet, when this is my only task, the only thing that I have to, and it's just honesty. Be honest with yourself about your desires. Are your desires pleasing to God, or are your desires pleasing to your addictive habits? Because if you're feeding addictions, then you're choosing to feed your addictions instead of choosing to please God. Why would you think that you're going to get these things that you want as far as career, as far as internal happiness and peace, as far as good health? How could we possibly earn these things by doing the opposite of what we know is pleasing to God? It's dishonest. Hunger is disease, food is medicine. Treat the daily disease of hunger with the medicine of food that you receive through begging. Disease should be treated with medicine. As hunger is a disease and food is a medicine, food should be taken at regular intervals and in a proper quantity every day. Just as we do not concern ourselves with the taste of medicine, neither should we give importance to our acquired food tastes. What is more, We must think of ourselves as beggars and with love and in prayer eat whatever is put on our plate. Look at a beggar. Does he have any choice about the food he eats? The Buddha, a prince who had accepted a life of poverty, went from door to door for his food. Not only that, but out of principle he did not beg before lunchtime. If he did, he would be given a bigger share of food, which would leave less for the donating family and thus create hardship for them. If, however, he begged for food after lunch, he would only get each family's leftovers. And so he would go to 5 houses, and whatever was put in his begging bowl, he would silently eat under the shade of a tree. Please, God, help me